unforeseen circumstances and issues beyond our control with the organizer of the Georgia Football Classic, the October 4th football game between Mississippi Valley State University and Florida A&M University will no longer be held at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta.
What?
I value the opportunity to provide a quality experience. Every effort was made to make this event occur. We regret no viable option was available on short notice as Mississippi Valley State is the designated home team. The decision has been made to postpone the game and play the game at Rice-Totten Stadium in Little Bina, Mississippi on Saturday, November 29th, 2025 at 2 p.m. on SWAC TV. That was released from the brass at Mississippi Valley State University. In other breaking news, the Saturday matchup between the Bulldogs of Alabama A&M and the Fighting Tigers, I Love Jackson State, will be now televised on ESPNU. What an exciting weekend in Southwestern Athletic Conference football. The SWAC is hot as Alabama A&M Bethune-Cookman 41-34. Alabama State was all over Florida A&M down at Joe Bragg Stadium 42-14. Alcorn State went to Memphis, had some barbecue, maybe too much barbecue because Pine Bluff got the best of them by a score of 24-20. Texas Southern in a thriller in the last few seconds beat and bested the Delta Devils of Mississippi Valley State by a score of 23.
Michael Jackson made me proud.
As we expected, Jackson State stomped Southern 38-13, and Prairie View, who was not a surprise. Hold on. Prairie View, not a surprise, was all over the Tigers of Grambling State in the 100th State Fair Classic down in Dallas, Texas. Man, they had a fine time down there. Hallelujah Sunshine got to go without me, but we were having fun in Mississippi Valley State, folks. Welcome to episode 6 of Around the SWAC. Happy to have Chatbox back this weekend. Jalen Cole, Charles Porter, and the Golden Voice, Rick Godfrey, along with our engineer, G Boom, Raymond Holly, in the studio, just pushing us right along. Folks, want to remind you, today is the last day of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. We have been highlighting prostate cancer awareness on our shows this month. Dwayne Charleston, my dear friend, get a final time to highlight him tonight as we wrap up prostate cancer. Rick, Chatter, G Boom, and head into breast cancer awareness month starting on tomorrow. Go and get checked. It's just a vital importance. It's not as comfortable as a walk in the park, but go ahead and get checked. Take someone to the doctor. For more information, you can contact the Prostate Cancer Awareness Hotline at 1-800-757-CURE. That's 1-800-757-CURE. Early detection can help in the cure. Please contact the Prostate Cancer Foundation. Want to say so long to my friend Dwayne Charleston. Was just so glad we were able to put the graphic up with him on. A great job. G Boom. The Prairie View University Panther Club Alumni's Golf Tournament is going to be this Monday in Humble, Texas at Red Wolf Golf Course. Still got time to register, and we're still looking for players. Still looking for teams. Had a bit of some unfortunate as the Herman Park Golf Course underwent some renovations and pushed our schedule out. We had to cancel, and in our haste to try to do something, Red Wolf was the only one that we could find. It's going to be October 6th in Humble, Texas, down at Red Wolf Golf Course. The Panther Club alumni organization is our fraternity, the PCs. Y'all know who they are. Those of you who are Prairie View University alums, we are still fighting to help the Department of Athletics, who is doing a fine job right now. I want to thank our legacy sponsors, SCI, Clark East hadn't had a chance to chat with him in a couple of months, but I want to send a shout out to him. He is one of our legacy sponsors who helped get us started here on Splendid Media and the Around the SWAC show. I want to thank him a lot. Overton over at Waller County Line. I'm going to go shop a schedule with Overton here on Waller County Line to make some tailgate packages. Now, Rick, Chatter, a lot of people are going to be barbecuing and cooking for homecoming. Yeah. A lot of people are going to be doing the same thing, tailgating for the 2 games after homecoming. But if you need something for homecoming, how about a tailgate pack? You can have your choice of chicken, brisket, sausage, and ribs, beans, potato salad, coleslaw. They'll put it all in a bundle for you. And we're going to get some prices for you, and it's going to be on a graphic starting this Thursday. Got a meeting with Overton this week, and we'll get some prices down there. We need y'all to support Waller County Line because they support us. Waller County Line supports responsible fun. And remember, they're watching and we're watching. So, folks, go down to Waller County Line, tell them that you heard it on Splendid Media. That's right. That you want to support the program as we go further.
So let me ask you this. Sure. Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
I haven't had one rib from Waller County Line Barbecue. We talking about how good it is and how they can cut the chicken up and put it together. We ain't had nothing to taste.
You've passed by.
We ain't had nothing to taste.
Come down and broadcast a PV.
Not even a piece of bread, a drip of sauce.
I tell you what. I tell you what.
We haven't had nothing.
Hey, I have.
Rick Gobbins had it. Chatter's had it.
I've had it now.
I've had it with me. It's me and you against Porter Shaft.
Okay, so
raise your hand up, boy, Rick. Boy, you wait like get you in.
I tell you what, just hold on for a second. I've got some more news coming. All right. And I think you'll be pleased about Waller County Line. I'm really trying to stroke Overton. I'm really trying to stroke Overton. But anyway, Highway 362 in Waller, Texas, Waller County Line, one of our legacy sponsors. We'd like to thank them so much. Also, we want to thank our friends at This Is It in Humble, Texas. You can only Rick can say the little H like that. Where is it, Rick?
Where's that?
This Is It Cafe.
This Is It Soul Food Restaurant, located at 4154 and FM 1960 Bypass Road in Humble, Texas.
Where every meal has a Sunday feel. You know what I'm saying? Thaddeus Wesley, a Prairie View A&M University champion, 2009 national championship winner for Prairie View A&M University, SWAC championship winner for Prairie View A&M University, is the manager of This Is It Soul Food, who has 2 locations. There's one right there on Blodgett and right there in the heart of 3rd Ward. Chatterbox got a seat in there. He's been in there so much. They have a Chatterbox seat. He's in there all the time eating it. This Is It Soul Food. We're going to try to get Thaddeus to run a schedule with us for October. He is one of our legacy sponsors. We did our first shows down in Humble, Texas, and This Is It Cafe. Man, they got a great facility down there. They've got a great bar in there. They've got activities going on during the week. Get there on Sunday every week, though. Every day of the week, every meal has a Sunday feel. We'd like to thank our friends over at This Is It Cafe. Sure. Well, let's see here. What's going on here with my whistle here? Well, it was hot in Daytona, Florida. I'm trying to tell you, man, there was some good football being played there, man. I'm trying to tell you. Let's get ready. Let's get ready, guys, and let's go to Daytona, Florida.
Can we stop by the beach?
That's my car. That's my car. Ooh. That's my V8. That's my car. Ricky, you ain't never gonna get that car.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, exciting game, a high-powered offense. The Bethune-Cookman Wildcats took on the Fighting Bulldogs, the Sam Shade Show of Alabama A&M, 41-34 in a high-scoring offensive game. Well, you look at the stats: 480 yards of offense for Alabama A&M, Chatter, and 516 yards.
Wow.
For Bethune-Cookman of total offense. Man, it was a great game.
Yeah, the Wildcats defeated the Bulldogs by the score of 41-34 in Daytona this weekend. The Wildcats are currently 1-0 in SWAC play for the first time in program history. The Wildcats are currently 2-3 overall. This week, well, before I say that, it was a very high-scoring game. The scoreboard operator cannot afford to go outside and get a breath of fresh air. He had to stay and make sure the numbers turned on the scoreboard for that game. This week, the Wildcats traveled to the Gump, Montgomery, Alabama, for a showdown with QB1 Andrew Body and the Alabama State Hornets. That game kicks off at 3 p.m., and it will be shown on SWAC TV.
41-31, man. Wow. Howard, exciting offense. Coach Sam Shade said in the coaches' call on yesterday that they just ran out of time, man. They were coming. They were coming to try to get those Bulldogs, but they had some early turnovers, and they've had to make sure that they can keep their mind on the game. They've had some miscues, some mental errors, and that is what gave the 2 interceptions. Let's see. Here's the stats right here: an interception and 2 fumbles, which the Bulldogs just couldn't overcome in that last drive. There's a 26-yard run by Scott from BCU with 8 plays and 66 yards to put the score 41-34 with a late touchdown, 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the game to seal the deal. Congratulations to the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats and Coach Woody, man. What a job by BCU. Daytona Beach was fun.
Did anybody have any defensive teams?
Well, I understand. Well, they had some great plays on defense. Let's see. The Hornets, the Bulldogs, were led in tackling there by Caleb Brown, who had 7 tackles, and Wyatt Wright, who had 7 tackles. Combined a threesome effort. Robert Iverson also had 7 tackles for Alabama A&M. And the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, let's see, Antoine Watts had 13 tackles, and Naim Lassiter had 10 tackles. How about that? You ready? Let's head to Tallahassee.
Let's hear it.
Well, the Alabama State Hornets rolled into Bragg Stadium, baby, and it's the Andrew Body Show. Man, oh man, oh man. Andrew Body got it done on the ground, but the highlight of this game was Andrew Holesclaw, the big back for the Alabama State Hornets, who has finally came into his own. He is getting the job done. Jermaine Holesclaw, Andrew Body, and Carl Ligon combined for the rushing yardage for the Alabama State Hornets, 304 yards in the air and 299 yards on the ground for a total of 405 yards for total offense. 106 yards in the air. They got it done on the ground with 304 yards gained and 106 yards in the air for a total offensive effort of 405 yards on the other side of the ball. FAMU chatter, 20 of 23 for 133 on the ground, but they've got it done in the air. 309, 178 yards in rushing, and 133 yards in the ground. The Hornets win and stun them for the first time in 4 games in program history since they've been playing Florida A&M. The Alabama State Hornets stung the Rattlers and took out that bite.
Wow. Yeah, they did. The Rattlers, as Andrew Body Show and Coles and others, like you said, they lost 42-14. Head coach Cozy stated that no one would go home until they fixed the problems involving the Florida A&M Rattler football program. The Rattlers will not battle with the Delta Devils of Mississippi Valley State on October the 4th at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but instead rescheduled the contest for November the 29th at Rice-Cotton Stadium on the campus of Valley State. Charles, let me ask you this. If they found out about it today, how difficult would it have been for them to play this weekend?
Well, logistically, it'd have been tough. They've got to get hotels, they've got to get food preparation, they've got to get travel, they've got to get buses, all kinds of things goes into the itinerary of getting them to the game. So it would have been a logistical nightmare if they found out today. It's just not enough time.
Yeah, because you've been on both sides.
You travel, you ride the bus. That's impossible. The
average Joe would be like, "Oh man, that ain't nothing for them to ride down there." But it takes a lot to move.
It takes a lot to move. I'm just going to tell you this: it takes the band at Prairie View. It takes $20,000 to move the band.
$20,000.
That's just to Houston.
Wow.
Okay. Takes about 30 something. You know what? I want to give any wrong figures because folks will be trying to roast me on the codes. But it takes a lot of money to move a team. You're talking about 100 people, right, and equipment to move to and fro. So, golly gee willikers, that's tough.
I just couldn't understand that matchup in the Mercedes-Benz.
The established culture. The Atlanta market has been a hotbed for HBCU sports, and I think the concept was good. And that's a big venue to try.
But at the same time, is Valley going to travel well? Is Valley one of the schools that travels well?
Well, no.
You got to think of it. You got to do more than just Florida A&M. You got to have some help from Valley.
Yeah.
Well, and I think they were trying to get the communities involved in it and try to get maybe some of the high schools and try to use it as a recruiting effort. That's always what it turns out to be, a big recruiting effort for both schools when they go to big venues like that because they hope to attract the crowds. But in this case, I got to agree with you. That's just a huge venue to play that type of game. I mean, there are other venues that are smaller that can host a classic game like that.
We're talking about the place that holds the SEC championship game.
Right.
How do you think you can fill that up?
A place that has held the Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what the promoters were really reaching for that one, but that's just my thoughts.
And then to go back to and I'm not throwing any rocks. Don't get me wrong.
But we tell the truth on this show.
At Valley, but Valley's facility, might not be able to hold Florida A&M the way they travel if they just happen to travel well to go to Valley. I'm just saying.
Right. I just think it'd be a win-win more for Valley to have that game. That way they get the gate, they get the concessions, they get the parking.
Absolutely.
All that is like a boost in revenue for that historic college.
I totally agree. Andrew Body was great in this game, though. 10 of 18 for 106 yards and a couple of touchdowns on the ground. 8 carries for 44 yards. Jermaine Holsclaw, 22 carries for 135 yards. No prize at the end, though. No touchdowns. On the other side of the ball, R.J. Johnson III, 20 of 33 for 133 yards. Dad Franklin on the ground had 13 carries for 75 yards. And then they really distributed the ball well over on the Florida A&M side. 9 receivers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, 10 receivers got touches in the air from quarterback R.J. Johnson III. What a great game that weekend. On the other side, the defense, man, they stopped and got a can of defense there from Home Depot and reached their school. A trio, a quad of defenders with 5 tackles. Jermonte Morris had 5. Roddy Jean Lewis had 5. Cameron Gordon had 5. And Jaleel Lamore had 5 tackles for Alabama State. They spread the defense around, man, and then everybody had 3. I mean, Peterson, Richardson, Jared Lewis had 3. We know that Eddie Robinson is the defensive. He's going to get it done. The Rattlers had a couple of tacklers in some huge figures. Jason Riles had 6 tackles and 2 tackles, 2 of those for losses. Amir Lee had 6 tackles, 2 hurries, and a pass breakup. Let's see. And Nyron Jenkins had 5 tackles, 1 of those for losses. A good all-around effort by both defenses. But, man, I'm telling you, Andrew Body and the Alabama State Hornets are going to give people fits around the SWAC this year. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of fun. Well, here comes that train. Well, so where are we going? I think we are going to Memphis, Tennessee to have some of that good barbecue. What do you think? Well, the Golden Lions of the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff handed Alcorn State another loss. Cedric Thomas has got to be pulling all of the rest of the hair out of his head on this one, man. Jesus Christ, man, what is going on down there at Alcorn State? They got such a great team, man. I mean, I tell you, they're just struggling to find some rhythm, and I think Rick, if they can find that rhythm, they got a great quarterback, man. And I'm telling you, it was an exciting game down there, man. 24-20, the final score. They're starting the passing game is starting to be of the caliber of last year, where their quarterback, I think he was number 2. Christian Peters was number 2 in the Southwestern Athletic Conference as a quarterback. He led the conference for a long time, 32 for 323 yards in the air. Ooh-wee.
Christian Peters is a formidable foe for any defense. He's mobile, he's agile, and when he gets that football in his arm, he's hostile because he can find his receivers in an eye blink. To give honorable mention to Alcorn, they make mistakes at critical points in the game. But it was a great game at Southern Heritage. The Southern Heritage Classic was a great game. The Golden Lions of Alonzo Hampton showed out again. These people have won their last 2 football games. Let that be known. They had a nice crowd in Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium as they, once again, after you said it, knocked off the Braves 24-20. On a game-clinching 79-yard drive, capped off by a 1-yard run by, guess who? Quarterback Christian Peters. Peters had a phenomenal day, man. It's going to be tough to line up against UAPB because their confidence, when you have somebody whose confidence is at an all-time high, it's very hard to beat them. Check this out. Peters had 323 yards passing on 20 completions on 32 attempts, but he also had 30 yards rushing on 8 attempts for 1 touchdown, and he also had 1 touchdown passing. Here's the most outstanding statistic that I found. He got a lot of help from the guys around him. He utilized the running backs. He utilized the receivers. He had 4 different receivers that had over 50 yards catching.
Yeah, he had 7 touches, 7 receivers that got touches this week.
Yes. But with over 50 yards receiving, with 7 receivers catching passes, he's indiscriminate in his passing attempts. He's moving that football around the field. And the leader of the pack is a guy that the people at Prairie View should know very well, Kareem Burke. He's a man-child out there at the split end. We used to call it split end. They just call it wide receiver. 6 catches for 102 yards. And this is every week. Kareem Burke is among the national leaders as far as receiving. They also got 66 yards rushing on 8 carries from Jalen Jennings, who also scored one of the Golden Lions touchdown. The Golden Lions improved to 2-2 now. They're 2-2 and they're 1-0 in SWAC conference play. So when they pull up to your stadium, buckle your chin straps and get ready to play some real live football. Next up for UAPB is a team we know quite well, the Texas Southern University Tigers, but it won't be at the Shell Energy Soccer Stadium, and I'm going to hold off of that and let Chatterbox fill you in on that, but they'll play at a college here in Houston called Husky Stadium. It belongs to Christian University.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a soccer match at the soccer stadium, and they were pushed aside to accommodate the Houston Dash.
Now, I don't want to step in. Let's hold off on that. Let me finish giving these statistics, and then we'll let Chatter chime in.
Yeah, we're gonna let Chatterbox chime in on that.
And I'm not a happy camper about it. I don't like the fact that they have to move to another stadium. I mean, when the scheduling was made, schedules are made months and months and months in advance. So they would have had to know Is it a championship game or a playoff game or something?
It's a playoff game. I think just a playoff game.
Okay.
That could have been played somewhere else.
Well, no, not necessarily. Not a playoff game. I've got to I understand that. I understand the concept of thing. I see both sides, but we always were an advocate of that being Texas Southern Stadium, and we'll talk about that for just a second. Let me go ahead and tell you about Alcorn statistics, though. They played well also. 15 of 28 was Jalen Tolbert for 207 yards and a touchdown in the air. Jacorian Sewell. Now, this is who I want to talk about. Jacorian Sewell, 23 carries for 228 yards. He was hurt last year, got hurt, season-ending injury last year, but he was the man last year. Not season-ending, but last year he was not 100%. So now that he is healthy and playing some good football, watch it this week. The Panthers host the Prairie View A&M University Panthers in their season opener. Prairie View is really kind of sitting in the catbird seat, so to speak, because going down to the reservation is always tough. They're hungry. The fans are going to be there. I talked to my main man, Charles Edmond, there at Chatterbox. He said he don't think the fans are going to show up at Alcorn because they're mad because of the start. But, yeah, right, those fans are going to show up on the reservation for Alcorn State.
I couldn't agree with you more. They're going to show up.
They're going to show up. Back to this thing with, and we'll talk about the Prairie View Alcorn matchup here a little bit later on the show. But your thoughts on moving the game to HBU Husky Stadium in Houston, Chatterbacks. What do you think about that move? The Texas.
Oh, you're talking about the Houston Christian. I think it was a scheduling conflict. If we have dibs on the stadium, I'm not sure what exactly happened. When my reports, some were saying that the schedule didn't come out in time, different stuff like that. They weren't notified in enough time. Man, that's got to be a mind-boggling situation.
Yes.
Well, in case in point, there are a lot of Tigers who are not real happy with playing in Shell Energy Stadium. You know, those that don't go to the game, that's always complaining. You ain't going to the game, but you always complain about that's not Stadium. Those guys, the average Joes, as you say. I think it's a great place for Texas Southern to play. I think the venue's great. It has a lot of amenities in it. It's near a lot of things downtown to do. I like it for Texas Southern. I don't understand. Well, I kind of understand why the students don't hop on the train and go right down there. In some schools, man, can you believe some cities the students would love to be able to hop on a train that takes you right there to the stadium and brings you right back to campus. I just thought that was a great concept. But, man, gee whiz, a lot of people not happy about it. But go Texas Southern Tigers.
Now, the train pulling up.
We got to hurry up. We haven't done any soccer or any volleyball. Let's hold them to the end so that we can go quickly. Let's go ahead and get through with football, and we'll table volleyball and soccer, and we'll go run quickly through it. Man, I tell you, time is flying while we're having fun. Let's go to the Delta where Chatter, the area at one point was the largest producer of farm-raised catfish. Greenwood right down the street. Wesson Sizzler and Shoney's as Texas Southern in a last-minute thriller shocked the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils. Yours truly and Charles Bishop had the call on SWAC TV. You can go back and check it out, ladies and gentlemen. SWAC TV on demand. Don't forget, we forgot it in the opening. Dr. McClellan's going to kill us. But don't forget, you can download SWAC TV on Android, Roku, and your Apple TV devices, and you can watch all of the SWAC TV produced games. I was talking to my cousin, and he says he had all three games. He's watching our game. He was watching the TSU game, and he was watching Jackson State. He had all of the games up on the TV, and he was watching it as we were playing. So he loves the fact that you can go to SWAC TV and watch all those games on a Saturday, and then you can always go back and watch them because you can catch them on demand. Chatter, what a thriller in Manila, but in itty bitty Minnesota, in Itta Mississippi, man. I love Mississippi, man. I tell you, we had a great time down there. But a great game by both teams, man. Big offensive effort by the Delta Devils of Mississippi Valley State. There's an echo in here or something.
Yeah, you got to like it. Sometimes, the way that game was going, you almost wanted to talk like in a whisper because you never knew what was going to happen. But the Texas Southern Tigers managed to turn it around. Texas Southern head coach Chris Dishman got that 700-pound gorilla off his back by taking the Tigers to the Delta and coming away with a close win at Rice-Titan Stadium. Quarterback KJ Cooper passed for 176 yards, along with running back Athian Renfro toting the mail for 95 yards. It was just a great all-out effort. Kudos to the defense for doing a great job in shutting down Valley State in that second half and not allowing them to do some things that they were normally doing. So, hey, great defensive effort by Texas Southern, and now they'll play the Golden Lions of UAPB on Saturday at Houston Christian at 6 p.m.
Kieran Charlo is a special talent at Texas Southern University. Huge catch on the 5-yard line to set up the go-ahead touchdown. Charlo had 5 catches for 57 yards, 2 returns for 48 yards from the punt side. But on the other side, the special teams, the third phase of the game, the Texas Southern Tigers, 4 returns for 164 yards, which, man, was really exciting. That last drive, Xavier Lewis took it 39 yards to set up a big go-ahead drive. And then at the end of the game, as their backs were against the wall, 2016 was the score. The Tigers of Texas Southern had to punt it. Were back deep to receive the punt, and Coach Terrell Buckley elected to run a fake punt and gave the Tigers great field position. I mean, the Tigers defense was playing well, and so was the Mississippi Valley Delta Devils. People say, why did he do that? Why did he do that? But in the coach's call last Monday, Rick, Coach Buckley said they were having problems with the snap. If you remember when they went down to Southeastern Louisiana, yes, they were snapping the ball all into the stands and everything. So they were having problems with that, and they just said, "Hey, I'm gonna stay on the safe side, try to get a fake punt, see if we can get the first down and keep the drive alive." Unfortunately, Charles George and Isaiah Bogarty, along with Michael Aiken, said and stopped him at the line of scrimmage, which set up the big go-ahead bomb to Charlo on the 5-yard line, but it was actually the 2-yard line to set up the 1-yard run for the touchdown. Texas Southern gets out of there by the hair of their chinny chin. What a big win for Texas Southern.
I have a nugget I want to drop in before we go back to Chatterbox. Ladies and gentlemen, log on to that game, Texas Southern versus Mississippi Valley, and look at the play and listen to what Charles Porter III and his co-host, listen to what they said when Charlo caught the ball. You gotta watch it. It's a must see. It was pretty exciting. It was pretty really spontaneous.
At the end, I'm going to tell you about some of the numbers for the Southwestern Athletic Conference and what SWAC TV is doing in the numbers and in the polls. You'll be quite surprised.
Yeah, Charlo's a special kid. You know, he's related to the boxer.
He's a cousin.
I was going to ask you that.
Yep. I had a chance to have breakfast with him, and we talked on the first road trip. And he's a very humble young man and very confident. I say just keep playing with all the confidence you have. And look at it. He went to the Delta and helped get Texas Southern his first win of the season.
Yeah.
Defensively, Texas Southern was pretty darn sound too. We were talking about
big can of defense.
And the linebackers, Isaiah Bogarty. Yeah, they stopped at Home Depot, retooled the defense, and got some cans of defense and brought it with them because Matthew Cooks and Josiah Hardiman, they all had great games. Eight tackles apiece from Dylan Booker, the defensive back. He was coming up, man, bringing some noise. Also 8 tackles from Josiah Hardham and Matthew Cooks. Michael Akins had 8 tackles.
Big nasty.
And Isaiah Bogarty had 8 tackles. Charles George led the way with 13 tackles, man. What an all-out effort. Great job by the defense of Texas Southern. On the other side of the ball, Khalil Hunter had 7 tackles. Jacoby Grant had 7 tackles. And 6 apiece from Adonis Jackson, who was all over the place, man. That defensive end, he's a big guy. Man, the physicality of that guy, man. He is a big one. Let's see, Anthony Brown and Joey Davis, they all had 6 tackles, an all-out effort for Mississippi Valley State. But I tell you, that was a great football game down in Mississippi Valley. We head back to the Delta this week as we get ready to do the Prairie View Alcorn game. My partner and I, Charles Bishop. Well, man, it was hot.
SWAC fans, the SWAC Football Game Time Show is here. Each Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central, join the SWAC Football Game Time crew live from different game locations as we bring you the best in Black college sports, fans, and culture. From pageantry and tradition to features, interviews, polls, and debates. Tune in on SWAC TV to the SWAC Football Game Time Show, live on Saturdays at 10 a.m.
Fighting Jaguars. Man, the Jags are, man, they're really having a tough time. 1-4 on the season. Didn't get a chance to look up those stats, Rick, to see when the last time Southern University was 1-4 in a season and still had the head coach. I mean, gee whiz, man, it's tough down there. But I think the Southern Jaguar family, they're committed to, giving some coaches some time to build the program. Terrence Graves has got a good program. He's a great coach. He's been around. He knows what he's doing. He's had some misfortune here in this year. But I look for the Jaguars to get it together and finish strong down the stretch, man. But that big monster called the Rolling Tiger came in and put it on them. 38-13 was the score, man. Ahmad Miller was fantastic with 14 carries for 101 yards. But Jacobian Morgan, the preseason all-conference player of the year, 21 of 31 for 337. I'm sorry, that shit. Both of these are your schools, so I'm just trying to help you out. Chad,
help him out.
We go
brother should help a brother.
Too, because, man, what a great football game down on the Bluff.
I couldn't do all that talking by myself. I'm glad you stepped in, my friend. A friend stick closer than a brother. And I trust that you were there when I needed you. Listen, the Southern Jaguars, that's going to be one of the stories at the end of the season. That's going to be one of the stories that people will, maybe if they don't win the Bayou Classic, people will scratch their heads and go, what went wrong with the Southern Jaguars? I mean, they're 1-4. You're 0-1 in conference. Saturday, listen to this. They came out swinging like Mike Tyson. When at the opening bell, they threw haymakers. The first half, they came out like Mike Tyson, but in the second half, they couldn't sustain the fire that was needed to get the W against a very talented Jackson State team as they fell 38-13. They came out, got 2 field goals and a 73-yard touchdown run by Trey Holly. That's a familiar name for all of us.
Mm-hmm. He's a special kid.
But the Jaguars, they trailed at the half 17-13. And on the Southern side, you can see their faces. Listen, we got this one. We will come back and we will do what people don't think that we're going to do. That was not to be so. The third and fourth quarter, the boys in blue and gold, in the Columbia blue and gold, they put up eggs in both quarters. And Holly led Southern once again in rushing with 11 carries for 149 yards and that long touchdown run, which was a thing of beauty. But the signal caller, the quarterback for Southern, could not find his rhythm. 10 of 20 for 120 yards and an interception is not the way that you'll come back and defeat a team like the Jackson State Tigers. But on defense, Vincent Page, he showed up and showed out again. He's a constant on defense. Vincent Page had 10 tackles. I don't have a whole lot to say about the Southern Jaguars because there's not a whole lot to say.
Well, I'll say this. Jackson State had 534 yards of total offense.
Yes.
They really put it to them. It was tied at 10 at the half. It was 10-10 at the half. It was an exciting game. It just got out of hand in the second half on some big plays. The Jackson State Tigers only scored 7 points in the third quarter. The defense stiffened up for the Southern Jaguars, but then a couple of big plays, 14 points in the fourth quarter. Southern had 13 penalties. 13 penalties is what Terrence Graves said that it just killed him. 13 penalties for 107 yards. And those penalties were at crucial times before a sellout crowd. 27,000 people, 27,106 to be exact. And they had a great game plan going in. They were coming off of a bye week, both teams coming off bye weeks. Terrence Graves thought he had a great game plan. But the Jackson State Tigers are just the beast of the Southwestern Athletic Conference. It's going to be hard to beat them. You know, we keep talking about what's going on with the championship. You know, we predicted it's going to be Jackson and Alabama State at the beginning of the season.
Right.
But there's a team that's off 290 that might have a little something to say about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that here in just a few moments. Jackson State, man, just rolling. Improving their record to 3-1 and 1-0 in the SWAC. Southern falls to 1-4, but they are still alive. They are 1-1 in conference play after defeating Southern Mississippi Valley State 24 to 29. I think it was.
Before we catch the train, I wanted to make note of one statistic that I noticed. The receivers that Jacobian Morgan is throwing to: Jameel Gardner, 96 yards receiving. Nate Rembert, 102 yards receiving. Janalen Dupree, 93 yards receiving. This man, much like the quarterback that we talked about earlier from Arkansas Pine Bluff, is spreading the football around like a farmer spreads seeds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They have a very, very powerful offense, but Jackson State's going to run the ball. TC said, Jackson State, we're going to run the ball first, and then we're going to throw it on the edges.
Yeah.
And we've got the receivers to do it. Jackson State hasn't even released their bevy of receivers yet, so there's more to come. These guys are just now getting in rhythm. And Coach Taylor said, just stay tuned. There is more to come. More to come. It's going to be a lot of fun watching the Jackson State Tigers as we head down to December, man. It's going to be really, really fun.
Right now, Jackson State sits behind. They're sitting in second place. They're 1-0, but because of alphabetical order, they're in second place behind the Andrew Body Show.
It's the Andrew Body Show, man. I'm trying to tell you, man, that's a lot of fun to watch.
That might catch on.
Oh, it has. I think it's a hashtag.
You might want to get that patented and sell it to.
It's the Andrew Body Show.
Yeah, that's
I like that. Chatter, 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 chatter. What a 100th celebration of the State Fair Classic. The 100th State Fair Classic. Let's go to Dallas.
Let's go. Don't stop. Keep on. Don't stop. Keep on.
56,000 screaming fans entered the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas to watch the Prairie View A&M University freshman Southwestern Athletic Conference coach Tremaine Jackson take on Mickey Joseph and those fighting Grambling State Tigers this weekend. I didn't get my turkey leg. Hallelujah Sunshine didn't bring my turkey leg home to the chest.
Oh, man.
I'm so very disappointed in her.
It's time to shut down Houston.
But I was glad she brought back the win. I am sporting my alma mater in this game day T-shirt. Mama brought me back. The Panthers, Prairie View, A&M University, all over the Grambling State Tigers. 28-13 in the Cotton Bowl, man. What a win for the Panthers. Again, that running back room showed out. And gee whiz, Rick Godfrey, the defense really complimented the offense this week.
How do you like the nickname Thunder and Lightning?
You've coined them Thunder and Lightning. Chase Bingham and also Lamaje. It's Lamaje McDowell. I got it.
Yeah.
I got it right this time. Lamaje McDowell. Man, that 1-2 punch is punishing. I mean, not only is Lamaje McDowell a big punishing back, but he is fast and quick, and he can get around the corners also. He likes to run between the guard and tackle, and if he can bounce outside that linebacker, man, it's off to the races. Chase Bingham, on the other hand, who is cousin to Dwanye Tucker. If you didn't know that, that's Dwanye Tucker's cousin. Dwanye Tucker trained him. That's why he's so explosive. My son Lorenzo, I'm not gonna take credit for research. Lorenzo told me that because Lorenzo is a bigger Panther. He knows all the players.
Wow.
He said, you know, that's Tucker cousin. I'm like, what? So I had to call Kayla Tucker, who was my classmate, who is his aunt, to verify that. And she said, yeah, that's Gerald's boy. I said, oh my goodness. But anyway, keep it in the family. Shouts out to Dwanye Tucker, Prairie View A&M University. Great, probably huge, well, more than likely, future Hall of Famer Dwanye Tucker. I want to send a shout out to him. But the Panthers, let's get back to the game. The Panthers, man. Yeah. Oh man, what a great performance by the Panthers. They finished the game with 346 yards of total offense to Gramblin's 246. What an offensive effort by the Panthers.
There's a graphic on my screen right now, Charles, and I know you told me it was 56,000. Well, listen, if you don't know, don't nobody know. But I'm seeing something that says 61,139.
Well, okay, if that's the number they want to go with, the first number that I got was 56,000. I saw a couple of polls. Is that the official? Is that being released by the State Fair Classic? Let's go. I love it. Well, but that's 61,000. Let's go. Okay, here you go. G-Bo?
Yeah, that number came out the following day. They updated the attendance number. So the official attendance per the NCAA is 61,139.
Wow.
Well, yeah, let's roll with that. Turn your mic off. You can hear me in the background there talking, but there you go, G-Boom. Yeah. All right, 61,139. I don't want to shortchange the Panthers. Hey, go Panthers, man. Al Watts doing a great job. Been knowing Al Watts, almost 40-something years. And, man, he does a great job with one of the biggest in the country, the Labor Day Classic. Tevin Carter, not a lot, but he did it where it counted. 9 of 21 in the air for 98 yards.
Right.
But 9 carries for 47 yards to keep the Panthers on pace. As I said, Lamaje McDowell, 10 attempts for 98 yards. Big gains off there for Chase Bingham, 6 carries for 28. Cameron Bonner came off the bench out of that running back room, who has also some big-time speed, 4 carries for 21 yards. And then Cameron Peters. Cameron Peters.
Cameron Peters.
Yeah, Cameron Peters. I'm going to say 3 of 21. A lot of touches in that running back room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 running backs in that room went to class this weekend. Man, they did a great job there for Prairie View. And man, Prairie View is quickly becoming a very dangerous team.
On the Grambling side of the slate, let me share some information with Grambling. Grambling showed up and did a respectable job. Listen to this. Even though they failed in the 100th episode of the State Fair Classic, the Tigers the running backs gobbled up 224 yards, led by 98 yards rushing. Kazavian T-Set. Let me get that name right. Kazavian T-Set was 21 of 43 for one touchdown. He had 161 yards passing, but he had 3 INTs. That's not going to win a football game. Marcellus Jamison totaled 8 tackles for the G-Men. Trey Bradford had 88 yards rushing for the G-Men. And next up for Grambling, next up for the G-Men, they have a date with a team from H-Town on October the 11th in Grambling, Louisiana, as they take on the Texas Southern Tigers after a week off.
Much needed rest for the Grambling State Tigers. Mickey Joseph said on the presser that Prairie View was very prepared. Prairie View went to a drop 8 system, which Grambling came out wanting to throw the ball. They wanted to pass on Prairie View, but Prairie View moved to a drop 8 system where you've got 6 people, you've got 9 people in coverage, and you've got 9, 10, 11, and you've got 3 people rushing. You only have 3 rushers. You bring up those safeties kind of midway in the hash. They're playing zones now. Those safeties have the option either to drop back in coverage or to rush off the edges. And Prairie View did an excellent job of that drop 8 system and gave Grambling fits there. They couldn't handle it. Prairie View was bringing some wood. Also, defensively, they were pretty sound. Daryl Starling led the way with 11 tackles, and we've been calling Trevor Randall's name all year. 10 tackles for Trevor Randall. Cameron Amayo with 9 tackles.
Wow.
Kennedy Parker with 8 tackles and 6 from Jalen Jackson, who plays safety, man. I tell you, what a great effort by the Panthers of Prairie View and them. Up next, the Panthers head to Alcorn State University to take on Cedric Thomas in a 1-4 Alcorn State. I'm sorry, 0-4 Alcorn State football team. They're hungry. It's going to be tough on the reservation. We've talked about that. We'll give us some updates quickly for volleyball, and then we'll talk about this as we get close to the end here. It's been a great show, folks. Again, we wanted to remind you, follow us on all of our social media platforms.
Please.
X Twitter, which is Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook at Splendid Media Resource. Please like and share. Oh, we really like to share. Somebody's washing dishes. Rick. like to share. Oh, we really like to share. Like and share that. We're planning a big day on October the 24th. We're going to tell you about that here in just a few moments. Let's talk about volleyball quickly. I'll start off with the Prairie View A&M University Lady Panthers. Man, they just keep on rolling. They are 2-0 after a couple of big wins over the weekend as Southwestern Athletic Conference volleyball got underway. The Lady Panthers defeated the Southern University Jaguars in 3 straight sets, got in and out, 25-14, 25-17, and 25-13. Back on the 28th. And then Sunday, they hopped up the Alcorn and defeated the Lady Braves in straight sets, 25-18, 25-22, and 25-20. Alcorn State University lady volleyball lost to Texas Southern on the 28th to get their season started in SWAC play in 5 games, 2-3, 17-25, 18-25, 25-14, 25-23, and 10-15 in sets. G-Boom with the graphic up. Great job by the Alcorn State Lady Braves to split their opener. They're 1-1 in conference play. Alabama State University, who are 3-11 overall, also got off to a great start by defeating the Grambling State Tigers in straight sets back on the 26th, 25-17, 25-14, and 25-19. The Lady Hornets also got some great production on the 28th of September after defeating the Lady Lions of the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff in 3 sets, 25-19, 25-20, and 25-20. That's my volleyball report on my ladies. What you got, Rick?
Jackson State Tigers. They're also undefeated. They're running a race with Prairie View, and I have a feeling that the SWAC championship may involve Prairie View and Jackson State. On the volleyball side, the Lady Tigers won their first 2 SWAC games, just like Prairie View did, in dominant fashion. Friday, they beat FAMU 3-1. Jalen James, I wanted to give her honorable mention. 17 kills and 12 digs for what I call a volleyball double-double. I think I can get away with that, too.
You can.
I think I can get away with that. Over at Arkansas Pine Bluff on the volleyball court, they lost to Alabama State Sunday, 0-2, and they went. They're 0-2 in conference. They lost to Alabama State and they lost to Alabama A&M. Both scores 0-3. They're in the midst of a 15-game losing streak in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Next up for them, on October the 2nd, Thursday, they take on Grambling. And then Southern comes to town. Both games are in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Both first serves are at 4:00 p.m. Then we move to Southern University's volleyball team with their 0-1 record. One of their games scheduled was versus Mississippi Valley. Of course, we know the story about Valley's situation. The Jags dropped their first conference match in the year to the Prairie View Panthers, 0-3 in Seymour Gym in Baton Rouge. Ariana Brown still did a pretty good job for Southern with 12 points on behalf of her and the Jaguars. Next up for the Jags on the volleyball court, they take on the team from H-Town, Texas Southern University, September the 29th, which was yesterday. That game, I didn't get any report on who won that game, but it was at 6 p.m. Their next time on the court will be against Alcorn, October the 3rd, and that game is scheduled for 4:00 in Lorman, Mississippi. That's all I have right now for volleyball. Chatterbox.
I'll take over. Those scrappy Lady Tigers have earned their second conference win as they defeated Southern 3-1. Next up, they take on Valley State into the H&P Arena on Sunday, October the 5th at 1 p.m. Bethune-Cookman volleyball. The Lady Wildcats fell to Jackson State in 3 sets, 25-20, 25-19, and 25-21. The Lady Wildcats will travel to Huntsville, Alabama for a showdown with Alabama A&M at TC Elmore Gymnasium on Friday, October the 3rd at 1 p.m. The Lady Rattlers swept the Devilettes of Valley State in 3 straight sets, 25-15, 25-17, and 25-16. Florida A&M moves to 3-10 overall and 1-1 in SWAC play. And it's no secret, the Lady Bulldogs defeated Southern by the score of 2-1 on Family Day, September the 28th. The Lady Bulldogs, The Lady Bulldogs defeated the Lady Golden Lions in 3 straight sets, 25-14, 25-12, 25-17. Next time, the Lady Bulldogs will prepare to host Bethune-Cookman on Friday, October the 3rd, in Elmore Gymnasium at 1 p.m. That's volleyball. That's it.
Alcorn State was a winner over Pine Bluff 10-0. Did you see that on the soccer field? 10-0. Were they playing kickball or were they playing soccer? Wow! And Jackson State a winner over Alabama State, as you said, 2-0. Jackson State also took on Alabama A&M over the weekend and defeated them by a score of 2-0. Alcorn State, of course, as we said, 10-0 over UAPB. Grambling State 2-0 over Alcorn, and then Alcorn State, Alabama A&M, a winner over Southern. That's a shocker. 2-1. Alabama A&M defeated Southern. Southern is the favorite here for the Southwestern Athletic Conference. At least it's been the preseason favorite is Southern University. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to kind of bring this show to its grand finale. We want to remind you to follow us on all of our social media platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Splendid Media Resource. Also, we want to remind you that today is the last day of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. You guys cut it out. You like some little kids in elevators. The last day of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. 1-800-THE-CURE. Throw that back up, G-Boom. I miffed the number. Just Google prostate cancer awareness. Go to the doctor, get your check. It's a simple blood test to start off with, and then there's some other things that go on after that if there's some issues. But hey, you got to get it checked.
Yeah.
I remember Dwayne Charleston telling me if you're not getting your prostate examinations, you're not cheating yourself. You're cheating your family, the ones that love you, the ones that have to bury you. Contact the Prostate Cancer Foundation at 1-800-757-CURE. That's 1-800-757-CURE. Also, my main man Al Johnson with Power PB Power Promotions and XD Promotions. If you go to our pages, our pages, any of our social media platforms, we've been sharing their homecoming schedule on our social media platforms. Also, they're a sponsor of our game day spots. Thank you for all of those of you who watched and shared our game day Splendid Media Live short on Saturday. About 2,500 views on Saturday. Rick Godfrey, Chatter. Wow. Want to thank you for that. We want to also thank all of those groups that share our information. We're in the midst of creating a graphic to thank all of our groups, all the groups that come back and says, the admin at that group approved your post. And then people who like and share. Oh, we really like to share. We want to thank you so much. Al Johnson, thank you so much with Power Play Promotions, PB Power and XD Promotions. I want to send a shout out to Charles Stein of AT&T. Going to be talking with him this week, and also the Prairie View Credit Union. All of these people we're trying to bring on board for our game day. Well, it's not really a game day. Our homecoming podcast, which is going to be underwritten by some entities on campus and around campus. We're going to have a 90-minute show. We're going to have some giveaways. We're going to talk to a lot of people. Hopefully, we'll be over at the Agriculture Mobile Kitchen. That's where we're trying to get, where we'll have some cooking demonstrations and some giveaways. We'll have friends and recollections. I'm going to have y'all brand new Splendid Media shirts. You better come. If you don't, all right.
I want to give a quick shout out.
Sure, go ahead.
To Robin Young of Envision You. I urge you, for health reasons, go to Robin's Facebook page. Her name is Robin Young, ROBYNNEYOUNG. I would be remiss if I didn't invite you to her Facebook page to look at the wholesome foods and drinks that she has available. Go to Robin Young's Facebook page. Make sure you mention me. You may be able to get a discount. Not sure of that, but make sure you go and check out Robin Young.
He's just trying to keep his discount. That's all.
Well, I'm going to say I'm Rick Godfrey, so I could get the discount.
I'm going to say I'm with him. Well, folks, that's going to bring this ride into the station here. I want to remind you, week 6, the schedule, Bethune-Cookman is in Montgomery, Alabama, with a 2 o'clock visit to Alabama State. It's homecoming in Montgomery. Woo. So I'll be careful down there. Remember, Splendid Media promotes responsible fun. Now, y'all have a good time, but y'all be careful down there. Yes, I am my brother and my sister's keeper. Prairie View is headed up to the sticks, to the SIP, baby. Another trip to the SIP for the big dog. Yours truly and Charles Bishop on the call at 3 o'clock. It's on SWAC TV down in Lorman, Mississippi. The Florida A&M, of course, and Mississippi Valley State game rescheduled for November the 29th to 2 o'clock down in Mississippi Valley in Itta Bena. Jackson State is going to roll into Huntsville, Alabama, to take on Alabama A&M. That game originally slated to be on HBCU Go, but now moved over to ESPNU at 4 o'clock. ESPNU at 4 o'clock. And the nightcap, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff Chatterbox versus the 1-0, the winning streak. Their winning streak is 1-0. Chris Dishman and the Texas Southern University Tigers over at HBU Husky Stadium at 6 o'clock p.m. on SWAC TV. I want to send a shout out to Tamika Jones, who has a t-shirt company, an embroidery company, got my SWAC shirts done for me before I left on short notice. She does great work. We're going to put her website and all of her information up. She's going to be doing our Splendid Media shirts. I'm already going to pay for them. And we want to thank her so much. Tamika Jones, who is an AKA Miss Laura Collins' buddy. She hooked me up with her. Right on, Tamika. Right on. Now, before we go, where you at, Chatter, this weekend? Where you playing this weekend?
You just said it. October we got at Houston Christian. Texas Southern versus UAPB.
Your DJ stuff, bro.
Oh, man.
No, we know there's a football game, man.
Chad on Fridays for happy hour. Thursday at the D-Bar. That's on at 4409 Emancipation. Sunday, 50-50. It's Rick Godfrey Day at the 50-50 on Sunday.
It's Rick Godfrey Day at the 50-50.
So,
where everybody gets a pig feet.
Got a big old picture of Rick Godfrey in there. So, it's a sight to see.
They must be giving away oxtails over there.
See, I had to show him, look, he knows nothing about pie burns and Farmer Fresh. So I had to send him a picture of some oxtail dinners. I told him and Puddin can eat on one dinner.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe the grandson can get some too.
Yeah, Tink. Tink need to be quiet while we on air. I'm gonna bring my belt over there. Puddin gonna have something to say about that. Where you at this weekend, Rick? Who's playing?
Well, I'm over at Thorne Stadium with the Aldine Independent School District. Thursday night, it's going to be the Eisenhower Eagles against the MacArthur Generals in their homecoming. And Friday night, it'll be the Nimitz Cougars against the Aldine Mustangs. Nimitz right now is in, as a matter of they're in first place against the Westfield Mustangs in that district, 14-6A. Come to Thorne Stadium Thursday night, Friday night. Good football, plus me.
That's right.
The Star Spangled Banner?
Not this time.
Y'all know Rick can sing. He is a capital recording artist.
That's right.
The golden voice, Rick Godfrey.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming into the station, pulling in, and we want to thank you for joining us. Don't forget you can join us every Tuesday night here from 7 o'clock until 8-ish as we hop on the PC Express and take you around the SWAC, telling you about exciting SWAC football, volleyball, soccer, and cross-country track. No cross-country track report. Jalen Cole had to be called away. We'll update the SWAC players of the week on next week, unless G-Boom has them to pull up right now. G-Boom, you got
shout out to my fat brother G-Boom Holly for hooking it up. Phi Beta Sigma working.
G-Boom's going to pull it up here in a minute. We'll go over SWAC players of the week. Just a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget like and share. Ooh, we really like when you share this. Go to our YouTube page and like and share it. We really need those views, folks, and those likes and those subscribers. The soccer players of the week for the 16th. Let's go ahead and do them right quick. We want to give those ladies their propers. Please forgive us. Soccer players of the week. The goalkeeper of the week is Bailey. Wait a minute, what are we doing here? Okay, here we go. Offensive player of the week is A&M's Zaski Dean, Mariah Watkins, Bria Bailey, and Madeline Cornwell, along with Prairie View A&M's Ashante Hall, is the soccer players of the week. Their outstanding performances this past week. Dean helped the Bulldogs win with the winning goal on the 3-2 road victory against West Georgia last week. She scored the second goals and the last two goals. That's written wrong, but anyway, let's see. Congratulations to those ladies. Let's see if we can find the football players of the week. G-Boom, I caught him off guard. I apologize for that, my man. Let's at least get those guys there. Here we go. Football players of the week. I think that was the wrong week I was reading, G-Boom. That was the 16th. Where are you, Jalen Cole? I'm calling her out. She's going to beat me up. All right, let's see. Players of the week for football. Here I got it, ladies and gentlemen, for the week of the 29th in the Southwestern Athletic Conference. The players of the week offensively, Jacobian Morgans and Texas Southern's Michael Atkins and Shanzavia Lewis, along with Bethune-Cookman's Antoine Watson, Arkansas Pine Bluff's Christian Peters for SWAC Football Weekly honors. Offensively, Jacobian Morgan completed 21 of 31 passes, 68% of them for 337 yards with 2 touchdowns and no interceptions as the Tigers defeated Southern 38-13 with his touchdown passes at 51 and 82 yards. The co-defensive player of the week is Chris Atkins. It's not Chris Atkins. It's Michael Atkins. Pardon me, Michael. Atkins for his best outing of the season with 8 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1 sack, forced fumble, a pass breakup, and a quarterback hurry. He had a big fourth quarter as he forced fumbles, stopped a potential Mississippi Valley State scoring drive, while also recording 2 tackles for losses and a pass breakup on the final drive. The co-defensive player of the week is Antoine Watts. Watson led the way for Bethune-Cookman's defense as he raced up the game high and raced up a game high. It's racked up, Charles. I need your glasses. Pardon me. Racked up a game high 4 tackles for loss and 1 forced fumble, a pass breakup, and the quarterback, Hurry, had a game high 13 tackles, a solo 5 assists, as well as a forced fumble. The specialist of the week, ladies and gentlemen, is Shavonze, I can't say it. Say it for me. Shavonze Lewis of the Texas Southern University Tigers. Lewis averaged 41 yards per kickoff return. It was exciting. 4 kickoff returns for 164 yards, including a pair of 52-yard returns as Lewis helped set the TSU's first score of the game. Christian Peters, the quarterback for the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, is the newcomer of the week. He finished the night with 323 yards passing and 1 touchdown against Alcorn State. He also showcased his versatility by adding a 30-yard rushing cap in his effort to win the critical touchdown. Congratulations to Tara Burt, who is this week's cross-country SWAC honoree of the week, and also Laura Avila, who is also the women's newcomer of the week. T-Boone, did you get volleyball? Let's see. Did we already do volleyball? We did soccer. We did volleyball and soccer. We gave everybody their props.
Yes, we
have. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank T-Boom, our engineer, who worked so hard, man. I tell you. Oh, man, I'm going to have to give him the shirt off of my back, Rick Godfrey, Chatterbox. But that's going to wrap it up for us. We'll see you next.
You can't be walking around naked, man. You can't
be walking around. I need clothes, Rick. I need clothes. Don't forget. Here we go. The volleyball players of the week. Thank you so much to G-Boom Hope Briggs, the offensive player of Jackson State, Courtney Collier, the defensive player of the week for Texas Southern University, Cameron Clay, the center of the week, Rihanna Brown, the co-newcomer of the week, and LaDonna Trentham, the co-newcomer of the week. Now, we made sure we have taken care of everybody. Good luck to everybody in the Southwestern Athletic Conference this week. Don't forget the big dog headed back to the SIP, Alcorn State University. At about 12 o'clock or so, we'll give the update. Please join us right here on our Facebook, on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, and TikTok for more exciting Panther sports, more exciting Tiger sports, more exciting Wildcat, Rattler, Hornet, Bulldog, and Lion, Tigers, and Bears sports. Oh, my. Come on, ride with us next week as we go around the SWAC. Good night.
SWAC fans, the SWAC Football Game Time Show is here. Each Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Central, join the SWAC Football Game Time crew live from different game locations as we bring you the best in Black college sports, fans, and culture. From pageantry and tradition to features, interviews, polls, and debates. Tune in on SWAC TV to the SWAC Football Game Time Show live on Saturdays at 10 a.m.
Stress on the block, please keep a God locked and stay